This is Future Talk.
Future Talk.
Future Talk with Omnia Saleh and Hani Balkis.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Future Talk right here on Pulse 95. It is our second favorite day of the week. It's Wednesday, one more day till we hit the weekend. I'm hoping that you're all having a productive work day and you're excited to find out the latest on what is happening in the tech world, in the UAE, and around the world.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, it is Wednesday. It is a cloudy and dusty Wednesday right here in Sharjah.
Like we get the weather forecast from you every day.
Yeah, because I'm checking the weather every day. I'm waiting for it to get better and sunnier, but unfortunately it's getting sunnier with some dust. But space architects are seeking to replicate life on Mars right here in the UAE desert.
Yes, indeed. And this is going to be exciting news for everyone who's always wanted to know, what does it feel like to live on Mars? Because soon enough, right here in the UAE, you can actually probably consider a brand new camping location. Coming up on the show as well, very big accomplishments has been happening right here in the UAE when it comes to innovating forms of agriculture. Yesterday, we got a chance to find out and to see live in action drones planting Ghaf trees. And if you don't know, right here in the UAE, the Ghaf tree is actually a very, very important part of the culture and the heritage. It's a sign of tolerance. So to be able to keep this heritage alive by using drones to plant those trees, this is going to be a great form of innovation used in the sector of agriculture. And we're going to be listening to Nabra Al Busaidy, who is Sustainability and Community Manager at CAFU. She's going to be telling us all about how those drones functions. And joining her will be the IoT Systems Engineer, Ahmed Borik, who will also be telling us a little bit more about the technicalities that go into the formation of those drones.
Yes, and you've guys heard about Instagram Reels, and it's causing a lot of fuss over the past couple of months, but now we finally have them in the UAE, and we're going to tell you guys how to use them and what features to look out for.
Yes, indeed. And in our gadget of the day for today, we have a very exciting discussion, let's say, because we are going to be talking all about wearables, more specifically the sisters and brothers of Apple Watches, because Hani got a chance to try out the Whoop, and he's currently wearing both watches on both hands. So
fitness tracker.
Fitness trackers.
Yes, not a watch.
Okay, so he's going to be telling us all about his experience with the Whoop, but we're also going to be looking at a very budget-friendly rival to the Apple Watch, the Riversong Motif. Two forms of watches that we're going to be reviewing for all of you today. We have a packed show in store, so make sure you keep Pulse 95 locked, and we'll be right back.
Yes, but ladies and gentlemen, before we go, we're going to give you some power, and it's going to be all over me.
Daily digital news. Bits and bytes connect our world.
Bits and bytes do connect to our world, ladies and gentlemen. I'm feeling a little bit low today because my chair does not go up. And it's stuck on the floor.
You're basically
I feel very short.
You
feel like everything is big.
Well, you know exactly how I feel right now going through the world.
What is this?
What is this?
I don't like it.
What is
I don't
it like
feel
being this short?
Like my feet are like crossed on the ground.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, the chair is broken, but that's no problem. We're going to be talking about space architects and how they're seeking to replicate life on Mars right here in the UAE desert. Now, two space architects who spent 60 days living in a compact shelter in Greenland to simulate harsh lunar conditions do want to design a Mars habitat for the UAE desert next. Now we're talking about two architects, Daniel Sebastian and Carl Joan, who are part of the Lunark mission, where they did endure Arctic temperatures of minus 30 Celsius and even carried rifles for protection against polar bears.
Yes, indeed. The pair were actually working at Saga Space Architects, which is a company that aims to make space a lot more livable for future travelers and tries to create a habitual or a better habitat designed for humans to actually be able to survive in space. But can you imagine how amazing it would be whenever you want to find out how Mars or how it feels like to live on Mars? You can just head to the desert right here in the UAE, because for those of you who don't know, right here in the UAE we have lots of deserts if you're tuning in internationally, and the climate can be very dry. There's a lot of sandstorms, and that is actually the perfect way to simulate what it feels like to live in a Martian atmosphere. So the team is actually excited to make and turn the UAE desert into a similar habitat to what people would experience or astronauts would experience on the surface of Mars. The goal is to build habitats that could be used for space tourism or any other missions in the future.
Now, our good friend Elon Musk did also announce plans to take 1 million people to the Red Planet by the year 2050 and actually has sold multiple tickets for a lunar tourism mission. And even NASA is trying to get astronauts back on the moon, and we talked about it yesterday. And also, the UAE has announced plans for a city on Mars by the year 2117 and is currently building on a Mars science city in Al Khawanij in Dubai, right here in the UAE, and it will be used for research purposes. But the habitat designed and used by Saga Space Architects, however, did involve a portable and compact-sized structure that can expand at its final location, which is a very ideal solution for future space explorers.
Yes, indeed. So it's basically like a retractable habitat for anyone who wants to go ahead and apply for space tourism in one of those days. But the best part about it is that this design will be helping put a lot of our fears to rest, because we do know that in space, some people struggle with, they already suffer from claustrophobia or psychological stress or the worry of being in something so confined that there's no way out. And the design of this home will help contradict and counteract all those fears. The habitat, as you've mentioned, Hani, is an ideal solution for any future space explorer. And the biggest challenge that they were actually trying to go ahead and overcome is the fact that a lot of the times when they go ahead and build such habitats, they're either too far off from what a real habitat on Mars would be, or the fact that it's nowhere near it's the same thing. It's either nowhere near what living on Mars would actually feel like, or it's too close to what it actually feels like that it ends up making people feel a lot more stressed.
Yeah, let's know your guys' thoughts. 4215. Do it slot or on Instagram at Pulse95 Radio. Would you like to experience life on Mars right here in the UAE? We're going to be taking a short break, but when we come back, we're telling you guys how to use Instagram, but not any type of Instagram. Instagram Reels.
Gadget of the day.
New tech you might want to play with.
Pulse 95.
In the world of wearables, every single day it feels like some new wearable hits the market, and there are so many to choose from, whether it was the Apple Watch, the Samsung Galaxy Watch, the Fitbit Sense. Do you go for a ring and not even a watch? What do you go for? Or do you even just go for a Whoop? We, right here on Future Talk, we both own an Apple Watch, and Hani has recently been testing the Whoop smart fitness tracker. And we're also going to be talking about some cheaper alternatives for the well-known Apple Watch. But first off, I want to hear your thoughts on the Whoop. You've been trying it for quite some time now, right?
Yes, the Whoop, I've had it for the past 3 days. Apparently, it's more accurate than your normal Apple Watch.
Would you approve of that?
So far, because sometimes it doesn't make sense the way Apple Watch kind of tracks how many calories you burn. And the Whoop does seem more accurate, but the Whoop is not a smartwatch. It is a fitness tracker. It has no screen, nothing. Everything is used and managed by an app on your phone. So if you want something related to style and having a watch, the Whoop is not for you. The Whoop is a band that you can put around your arm or your wrist or your chest, and it's going to be used when you are working out, sleeping. It tracks your recovery time.
How would you strap it onto your chest?
Yeah, you have a different strap.
So it's like the thing is, the gadget itself is removable.
It's like a square.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can strap it onto your chest when you're working out. I strap it onto my arm. And it does track your recovery time, how many calories you burned, your sleep, how much stress is on your heart. There's various activities. It is kind of coming on as a personalized coach, as after you spend 4 days using the watch, it's going to tell you what you're doing wrong, how to improve your sleep, how to improve your performance in the gym, or your performance in any other athletic type of activity. And so far, I mean, I can't say I don't like it or I like it, because, there's not much to do with it.
Yeah.
It's just you say, okay, I'm going to play soccer now. Start. I'm going to go to the gym now. Start. And then after 4 days, couple of days, it does tell you how you're doing in that. But, it's for the professionals. It's for the athletes.
It's not like the Apple Watch. So with the Apple Watch, if you get notifications You'll receive them on your watch.
Yes.
I can't think apart from notifications. Sleep,
No,
it could track your sleep. Same with the Whoop though.
Yeah, the Apple Watch, you can track, you have notifications, you can track your
Yeah.
calories, you can track your steps, you can have your
It's
heart
like an
rate.
all-in-one.
Yes, you have your heart rate, you have your blood. There's a lot of things that go on when it does come to the Apple Watch. The Apple Watch, and overall, in my humble opinion, I do believe it is the top smartwatch on the market right now. And I do believe that in general, if you do want something to track your fitness and
Yeah.
you want to have something flashy and cool on your wrist, you get an Apple Watch. But we do know Apple Watches are expensive.
Yes, they can be very expensive. I think the cheapest one you'd find is like 1,200 dirhams. So if you're looking for a cheaper alternative, there are quite a few on the market. And the ones that we have actually had a chance to check out and test out was the Riversong Motif watch. Now, for those of you who don't know, this watch is actually very similar to the design of an Apple Watch. The only difference is that you can't really change up the straps. But if you're a fan of the sleek black look, it looks professional, it looks it also could work for sports, this is the watch for you. Because apart from just being able to, track your calories, it also tracks your heart rate. It can definitely help you receive notifications, just like you would with an Apple Watch.
Yes, now it does track your blood pressure, blood oxygen changes, so you can always have a look at your health evolution. And it is compact with features. It has a full touch screen, a health monitor, and a multi-sport mode. And the watch can even be paired to your smartphone quite easily using Riversong's obviously dedicated app. If you do have an Apple phone or a Samsung phone, it will not connect to your fitness apps on it that come with the phone.
So you have to download the
You
app
have to
itself.
download the Riversong app, which I've tried and I like it. It's actually pretty sleek and cool for a watch that costs 150 dirham.
Yes, so it's much cheaper
Yes.
than what you would see with an Apple Watch. Also, Hani, you've tried measuring the beats per minute with
Yes, it's
the
all
watch.
accurate. It's
Yeah.
as accurate as the Apple Watch when it does come to your beats per minute.
heartbeat.
For sleeping time, it works. I'm telling you, it works. It's not as flashy as your Apple Watch.
Yeah.
But on
It does the
the first glance, it looks like an Apple Watch. It does the job. You can get notifications. I'll give it a rating of 9 out of 10. Where did the one go? Well, the one went away because it does not read Arabic. If you get a notification in Arabic, it will not show up.
So that's one downside for those of you who only speak in Arabic or have their phone set up in Arabic. But let's talk a little bit about the sleep tracker, because the sleep tracker actually does a great job in this watch of recording and analyzing your sleep. It offers you data even for further analysis, so very similar to what you would find with an Apple Watch, but a much cheaper price. And the best part about it is that the battery can actually give you 10 days worth of usage. That's something you do not get with an Apple Watch.
Yes,
The Apple Watch, maximum, I think a day and a half, 2 days, and you'd have to recharge it again.
Yes, the Apple, this watch that we have right now, this Riversong Motif, it does last for 10 days. I have had it since I believe last week.
Yes.
Still haven't charged it. We're still at a percentage of, let me see, it's like half a bar or 40%.
Okay, so not bad
it's
at all.
pretty good. You can have multiple customized faces. I mean, it does the job for the price. If you want something that has the same type of feel on the Apple Watch, but you don't want to pay Apple Watch price, but you want something that looks nice, just like the Apple Watch, get yourself the Riversong Motif 2. It looks awesome. I like it. It has a weather app. You have amazing. I mean,
It's
for the
just like-
price, 150 dirhams, I mean, it is worth every single dirham.
Let us know your thoughts and what type of wearable or watch do you own? Do you have a Fitbit, a Samsung Galaxy Watch, or an Apple Watch, or even any of the other alternatives? Our text lines are open, 4215 Door Itisalat, or slide into our DMs at Pulse 95 Radio. Coming up, we're talking all about the latest feature of Instagram that has been hyping up every content creator right here in the UAE.
How do you tech? How do you tech?
We've been hearing about this for the past couple of months. People in the United States and Canada, and mostly the UK, have had this feature for quite some time now. And we're talking about Instagram Reels. Now, the new feature has been officially launched in the Middle East, and a lot of Middle Eastern influencers are jumping on it and jumping on the hype. Now, just months after the feature was rolled out around the world, short video sharing will now be live in the region starting today.
Yes, indeed. And we are very excited to tell you all about it. Now, Reels was actually launched globally first off back in August of 2020. And people have been enjoying it. And we have definitely felt a little bit left out. Same with the Instagram music. But new features are coming for everyone living right here in the UAE. Instagram music launched, I think, just this week. And so did the Instagram Reels. Now, for those of you who don't know what Reels are, they're short, entertaining videos that are typically set to music in the background. Many people have actually described them to be the rival of TikTok. And I can't deny it is. It does always feel like you're watching a TikTok video, but it's found on Instagram. The best part about it is that users can actually film it and edit it up to 30 seconds of multi-clip videos with audios, effects, and new creative tools. So the difference between a typical Instagram story and an Instagram reel is with the reels, you have a chance to cut and edit. So you can cut and put pieces together to make it more dynamic for the viewer. And people have been using it, especially, as you've mentioned, Hani, influencers and content creators to be able to do more with the platform Instagram. I've honestly really been enjoying it because it feels like I no longer honestly go on TikTok anymore because I can simply watch the videos and reels, especially if people are reposting what they used to post on TikTok on Instagram into one platform.
Now, I just have Reels open right now. You have 15 to 30 seconds time to play with. And if you've updated your Instagram app, you can see that the new post button has now been removed. And it is left with an Instagram Reels button. So you'll click on it. And just from there, you'll have kind of the same format or UI user interface, just like TikTok.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know how to feel about it yet. I mean, I feel like it's kind of feels like Facebook a little bit.
No, come on.
Yeah. When's the last time you were on Facebook?
Not too long ago.
Yeah, well, they have the same type of format when it comes to these videos.
Yeah, but it feels like TikTok more than Facebook.
I don't know. I don't like it.
Come on, especially when it comes to the editing tools. So
I don't like it.
Well, let me tell you, if you want to go ahead and create a Reels, you can have different features that will help make the process much smoother. So you have a big music library coming from Instagram. You can even use original audio from the video on the Reels itself.
Oh, people are going to love it. You know why, Omnia?
Why?
You can put filters.
Yes, and that's exactly what I was going to tell you about. It has filters and also augmented reality effects. So you can actually play with a plenty of effects to make sure that your reels are as unique and as perfect as they could be. There's also a timer and a countdown. So you can record your videos hands-free by setting a countdown timer through Reels. Hani's having too much fun with those Reels. You can even speed up or slow down certain parts of the video or the audio, for example, so that you can have the video follow the beat of the music. Moreover, you can even smooth out the video. So there are different touch-up features that can help you feather your face, make sure that you're getting that insta-perfect shot.
All right. Now it's time for the Hani review.
Okay.
4 out of 10. Because
if you could see my face,
it
I'm very
kills
disappointed.
all the creativity that was on the app. TikTok is more creative. It makes the user have more tools and more options.
It's not fair to compare it to TikTok.
It is copying TikTok because they're scared that TikTok is going to take over. So that's why Reels was there. You just said that they're copying TikTok and it feels like TikTok. But when it does come to the editing tool, right? The editing tool does not give you the freedom just like TikTok does. In TikTok, you have a green screen. You have you can play with the effects, the sounds. You can muffle your voice, change your voice, use an animator. There's a lot of things that go on to TikTok that's given a lot of creators the creativity and the freedom to move just like they want. Now, what's going to happen with Instagram is that a lot of people are going to start editing outside of Instagram and importing it into TikTok. There's something also that I don't like is that the 15 to 30 seconds, you are limited to 15 to 30 seconds as if it's an Instagram story, where TikTok does give you that 60-second time frame for more freedom. Now, when you're making a short, funny video, 15 to 30 seconds might just not be enough. That's why TikTok had 60 seconds.
You also have to think of the fact that Instagram also have IGTV. So if videos are above a minute, they can simply be turned into an IGTV.
Which is bad.
Why is it bad?
Because now you're not using the Reels platform, you're using IGTV platform.
Which is all under Instagram. They're winning either way.
They're not winning. It's all about the creator, Omnia. Why is it? It's about the creator. The creator, how is he going to get the most exposure? Yes,
yeah,
and views.
it's still under their account. IGTV is posted on their...
When's the last time you went on IGTV looking for videos?
No, IGTV is now posted on Instagram.
Yes.
So you're not clicking out of Instagram to go to IGTV. You're just clicking the button to watch the full video.
No.
Why do you still disagree?
Because it's different. It's a different algorithm, Omnia.
I don't know.
There's a different algorithm. But let us know your guys' thoughts. 4215 Salat or on Instagram at Pulse95 Radio. We're going to take a short break, but when we come back, we're talking all about what, Omnia?
We're talking all about our very own UAE and how we can use drones to plant Ghaf trees.
Daily digital news. Bits and bytes connect our world.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We have a very interesting interview with someone we met yesterday.
Yes, indeed. So if you're living right here in the UAE, you definitely know that the Ghaf tree has a very special place in the heart of all Emiratis as well as all residents. It is a sign of tolerance because a tree like this can actually survive in some of the harshest conditions. And very recently, there is a brand new drone technology that has been planting those seeds in abundance because when we look at it manually, it would take about 2.5 months to plant 4,000 Ghaf trees. But with the use of drones, you can actually plant, let's say, about, I think, 10,000 Ghaf trees in less than a day. And that just goes to show how much technology has been changing our world in the sectors of agriculture. We're going to be listening to Nabra Al Busaidy and Ahmed, Borik, who are the Sustainability and Community Manager at CAFU, as well as the IoT Systems Engineer. They will be telling us more about the main aim behind the Ghaf Tree project. Anyone living right here in the UAE would know the value of palm trees or a nakhil, but why Ghaf Tree? Why did you choose the Ghaf Tree to help using drones to plant them?
So the Ghaf Tree was marked as a symbol of tolerance in 2019 when we commenced or started the pilot stage of and launched the project. And also it's known as a national asset of the United Arab Emirates. And we've chosen it also for the fact that we're planting in the desert, and some of the special features of the Ghaf is it's one of the sturdiest plants, requires really minimal care. Its root penetrates up to 80 meters below the soil, and most importantly, each Ghaf tree throughout the year absorbs approximately 35 kilograms of carbon, and this is why we've chosen this national plan.
Now, a lot of people tend to see drones being implemented in, filming, in transporting medical equipment, but why agriculture, and how can it come handy in this sector?
So the reason why we've done this or chosen to do this in the agriculture, just to put things into perspective, it usually takes about 2.5 months using traditional manual planting methods to plant 4,000 Ghaf trees. So imagine with the power of the technology which CAFU has built by its brilliant team of R&D engineers, what can really this enable us and equip us to do in the world of sustainability for the UAE, for the region, and a model really that's built for the world.
Ahmed, could you please talk to us about how the drone technology exactly works?
Yeah, sure. So ideally, the planting drone or the planting mechanism drone that we have, the sole purpose of the drone is to fly at a certain altitude, dispatch the seed ball at a specific speed to give it the enough energy or power to penetrate the surface of the sand at a specific depth. That specific depth, we reached to that conclusion through the research and development that we teamed up with Merlin for the seed balls development.
So a question to you, Nabra. It takes 2.5 months to plant about 4,000 Ghaf trees. How is this reality changing with those drones?
So with the drones, we can do that amount of seeds in a matter of minutes. So on the 28th of January 2021, CAFU reached its second biggest milestone of planting in the Al Maliha Desert in a greenbelt conservation area. So what we've done is we've taken 10,000 Ghaf seeds in seed balls, and we planted it using our CAFU in-house built drone system. And really how this is changing it is that we were able to do this in minutes, not weeks, not months, but a matter of minutes.
Can you talk to us about how many Ghaf seeds are in every seed ball?
Of course. So there are around 4 to 5 Ghaf seeds per seed ball, and of course each seed ball has a mixture of sand, clay, and a bit of nutrients to aid the seed to germinate in the desert.
So how will using the drone technology help make sure that these Ghaf seeds, once they're landing in the soil, they're actually germinating and we're increasing the success of the tree actually growing?
So this magic is not only done using the technology, but the magic is also in the mixture of the seed ball that we're using. The ingredients that we've included in the seed ball has a water retaining agent, some nutrients to aid it to grow with very minimal care and very minimal water in the desert. And also a solution or a way that we'll eventually scale as well is we will fly the same drone over with certain cameras that will capture where we've geotagged and dropped each seed ball to actually capture the plant's health and the plant's count.
So a question to you, Ahmed, can these drones be used in any climate, or does there have to be a specific climate to be able to implement this technology?
Not really. So here in the desert, it's pretty much the harshest environment that we have, and that we are doing it in the desert proof that we can do it anywhere else. In the desert, what challenges poses to the drone is that there are a lot of sand particles that we need to that can harm a drone, but it doesn't. So the drone is sturdy and can do that in such a harsh environment. So
that's great to hear. One last question to you, Nabra. The UAE has deployed technology in endless sectors, and how do you envision the use of technology in the field of agriculture in the next 50 years?
So, as I mentioned, we're using technology for good to actually plant, particularly with Sheikh Mohammed's announcement of creating an R&D hub for drones here in the UAE. So there's a big role that technologies such as this can play, not only in the agricultural industry, but using technology to enhance a lot of other industries as well.
Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that was Nabra Al Busaidy. And if you guys remember, we brought her on the UAE National Day to talk about Ghaf trees and the importance of Ghaf trees right here in the UAE. It was actually the symbol for the year of tolerance.
Yes.
If you guys remember back in 2020. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was Nabra and Omnia. I think yesterday when we went, it was super fun.
Yes, it was very fun to see those drones in actions, and we actually are going to be sharing with you what that exactly looks like on our Instagram channel. So Pulse 95 Radio, keep a lookout on that. And we'll be taking a short break, but when we come back, we're talking all about Special Olympics robotics competition that has been keeping students who are learning remotely a little bit more occupied.
Check this out. Check this out. Pulse 95.
Check this out, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, and we're talking about the Special Olympics, a robotics competition that does offer students social lifeline in a time of remote learning. But before we get into it, we want to give a quick shout out to Thoraya, who was listening in. And before the breaks, we did talk about if you would like to live on Mars here in the UAE, or have that type of simulation when it does come to Mars.
Yes, indeed. And we are going to be jumping right into the Special Olympics UAE robotics competition that is actually offering children who are currently undergoing remote learning a little bit of a chance to spice up their education process. Now, the education initiative has actually been challenging pupils with and without intellectual disabilities to work together to program a robot. Now, this opportunity is going to be very important to teach them new skills, especially because we know that coding is the language of the future.
Yes, now ladies and gentlemen, we just see the UAE focusing more on people of determination. In the UAE, we do not like to call them people with disabilities, with determination. And the Unified Robotics 2021 competition is organized by the Special Olympics UAE, and it does feature 375 pupils from 44 schools in a series of virtual challenges. Now, this year, many pupils had to swap in-person meetings for online sessions with their teams where they did code and even play games together. Now, Omnia, we've had a lot of inventors on the show.
Yes.
And the number one question we asked them was, during the pandemic, right, especially during lockdown, early 2020, how did you guys meet? And they all said remotely through Zoom platforms. And we've seen a lot of people actually create robots while still doing it from home, even though there was a pandemic going on. So even with the Special Olympics, they are kind of implementing the same exact thing.
Yes, indeed. And we have definitely seen kids at a very young age, age of 4, age of 6, learning how to code, because it is becoming a lot simpler for their young minds to absorb all this information. The best part about it is that this Olympics competition has actually been allowing them to stay active and stay occupied, not necessarily spend so much time on YouTube watching videos or social media platforms. And this unified robotics competition is actually the largest event that has been organized by this Special Olympics team. Yet at the same time, it is not confined just for people of determination. Anyone can actually go ahead and join, but it's more specifically for people of determination to help keep them involved with their community.
Yes, now children in the age group of 8 to 11 did compete on March 13th with secondary age school pupils who will be going head-to-head on March 20th. And an online awards ceremony will also be held April 17th, where category winners will also be announced. Now, we're looking at a huge opportunity for people of determination right here in the UAE. And it's not any type of Olympics, it's the Special Olympics, and they're creating robotic things.
Yes, indeed. They are writing codes to make those robots move backwards, frontwards, turn around. And the best part is the fact that those teachers are actually happy that these children are putting their time into good use.
Yes. Now, when we were talking about people with people of determination, that even does count of people who have autism.
Yes.
Right? And just yesterday, Omni and I were talking about how people with autism are so smart and how they excel in a certain field. And we're looking at, I think, the number one field that people who are artistic excel in is the technology sector.
Yeah.
I think they love the codes, they love the robots. It's very interesting. And again, with my cousin who is autistic, I see him excel so much in the computer department.
Absolutely, because it's like they get to speak their own special language with one another and with the computer. Let us know your thoughts, and as a parent, for every parent tuning in, would you consider having your children participate in the Special Olympics robotics competition? Our text lines are open, 4215, do it to Salat, or slide into our DMs at Pulse 95 Radio.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this does conclude Future Talk for today.
Yes.
We have the halftime show, the only place to be at 3, coming up in a bit. But Omni and I, what do we do, Omni? We hate saying goodbyes.
If you liked this episode of Future Talk, drop a like and subscribe.
Pulse 95.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram for all our daily updates and top stories.